June 27th, 2002, Thursday. One of the greatest days of my life. Today was the much anticipated Vans Warped Tour. It started at 11 a.m. or 12 p.m. I got there at 12 p.m. It was at Verizon Amphitheater, Sandstone. I drove there by myself, but once I got there, I found Eric, Lance, Jacqueline, and Forhelli. One of the first places I went was a Something Corporate tent and bought 2 shirts, one for me and one for Marilyn. It just so happened that Josh from Something Corporate was there helping run the booth. I got him to sign one of the shirts. I talked to him for a few minutes, and that was sweet. A hell of a way to start the day. The first band we watched was American Hi-Fi, and they were good. We then watched Alistair, whom were good too. I bought their CD, Dead Ends and Girlfriends. I got 3 of the guys to sign it, 2 at once, and then I found a 3rd member later on. There's still 1 member I didn't get. We then walked around a while, and I bought a cool Drive-Thru Records shirt that is a replica of them raising the flag at Iwo Jima, but with a Drive-Thru Records flag, and it had all of the tour dates on the back. I then went to the Newfound Glory tent and bought a black and white baseball tee. After this, we watched Finch. By this time, Eric and Elliot found us. Finch rocked a lot harder than they did at El Torreon. After their set, I met and talked to the lead singer again and got him to sign my white t-shirt and the drummer also. We saw a bit of the starting line, which is great, and another band called Yellow Card or something. About this time, not only did Karen from work and her friend join us, but another of Karen's friends that met up with her. This was a tall, nice-looking girl with long red hair called Ainsley. I didn't think much about her at first. I checked her out, but didn't think anything would come of it. We went to go see the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, and I went back to the Something Corporate tent and found William, Tell, and Brian, and got them to sign my shirt and talk to William for a bit. The Boss Tones came on, and they were really fun to have seen. We walked around a bit more, saw Eliza again. No, I didn't. And Forhelli got to go meet Good Charlotte, so she was happy. We watched MXPX and Ozma, and they were cool, and I went back to the Something Corporate tent and found bassist Clutch. I talked to him for a while about shit, and he signed both my shirts, one that I bought and the one I was wearing. He wrote after asking him to, quote, my Cheshire Cat doorstop with tears in my eyes on it, and signed it. We then saw a Real Big Fish whom kicked ass, and when Good Charlotte began to play, Lance, Eric, Elliot, and I got in the line that was forming to meet Newfound Glory. I kind of held up the line. I was more focused on getting them to write shit on my shirt than actually greet them. I wanted them to all write the chorus from Ballad of Lost Romantics. One wrote, here's to us fools that have no meaning. Another wrote, I tip my glass to you. And one was supposed to write, let's toast the night away to friends, but must not have heard me. He wrote, I miss you singing me to sleep, which is just as good. And another wrote, forget about tomorrow. Then Jordan, their lead singer, wrote a lyric that I don't know if it's theirs or not. I'll have to look at that. I then went back and talked to Clutch more. He was a really laid-back guy and easy to talk to. I bought the Starting Lines 3-track EP and got Mike to sign it. Now comes the greatest performance. At 7 p.m., Something Corporate took the stage and rocked like mofos. They played Hurricane, the formal weather pattern, Punk Rock Princess, If You See Jordan, Drunk Girl, Fall, and one more track, If I Die, and a cover song called Anything Anything, originally by Dramarama. After this, Lance and I got in line to meet them while we listened to Bad Religion and NoFX play. I already had 4 of the guys signed, so I just needed Andrew, the lead singer and composer of Constantine. I got up to meet him and he signed my shirt, Hard to Dream, and on the one from Marilyn, quote, you'll always be my Constantine. A girl who was standing by him said, that song is so great, and I said, it's better than Freebird. Andrew's eyes shot up to me like, really? And he gave me that knuckle-to-knuckle bump thing. We talked for a little bit, and I asked him if there was a place I could get the sheet music to Constantine. He said he hasn't put it down on paper yet, but he will soon. I told him I plan to shoot a low-budget music video for it, and we'll send it to him. He thought that was cool. I said that I plan to be at all their shows that come through here. I once again said, better than Freebird. And he said, that is the greatest compliment I could ever have, but I don't know if I can accept it. To me, it is better than Freebird. And the girl standing next to me saw what he wrote on Marilyn's shirt and said, that is so sweet. Yeah, only if she knew that the girl it's for is dating my best friend. Now, after this awesome experience, Lance, Forhelli, Jacqueline, and I went to go find a place to watch Newfound Glory. Eric, Elliot, and Karen were still watching NoFX. We found a spot and sat down, and I see that Ainsley girl from earlier. I went and told her that Karen would be with us shortly and that she is more than welcome to hang with us, and she did. We sat down on the ground and we talked a bit, and although I never saw it coming, I knew almost in an instant that we had something. Eric, Lance, and Karen did find us, and Newfound Glory came on and were good, but not as good as Something Corporate. At 9:10 p.m., it ended, and we all left. Ainsley wanted me to carry her. We'd been flirting a bit, so it was fine with me. Interestingly enough, she straddled me from the front and wrapped her legs around me with her groin rubbing against mine. Yeah, it was nice. I didn't carry her far, but it was cool. Everybody was going to go down to work and eat at Viva Salsa and then watch Mr. Deeds. I told them I'd meet them there. I shot home, took a horse bath with a wet washcloth, changed clothes, and went down to the theater. Lance and I were waiting down at Viva Salsa on 2 chairs that they have out front for people to eat at. Ainsley came up and made a crack about me not being a gentleman and offering my seat, so she sat on my lap. By now, it was obvious that she liked me, even more so, but I started to feel uncomfortable because Forhelli was watching all of this. We ate, and Eric and Elliot finally showed up. I flirted with Ainsley the entire time, and we went back to the theater. We all sat on the black benches, and Ainsley lied down with me, and we talked. She asked me my birthday and thought I was kidding. Apparently she knows. She asked me my birthday, and she thought I was kidding. Apparently she knows a lot of people with my birthday. We talked about books and reading. She mentioned Kerouac, and I showed her the picture of Jack taped to my wallet. I found out her name isn't Ainsley, but Ainsley. Nice, huh? I was using her nickname the entire time, and not her first name, because then I ended up, for the rest of whoever, calling her by her first name, and nobody else did. So that's why it's kind of weird right there, but Ainsley's not her name, and she has a nickname, but I'm still just going to call her Ainsley. We started with Mr. Deeds, and I sat with Ainsley and kept flirting. So right there, I was actually calling her by her nickname the entire time, and then I transitioned and started calling her in my journals by her real name, not her nickname. And her nickname is actually her middle name. But we kept flirting and looking at each other, and I kept making her smile. It was amazing. After the show, which wasn't so bad, we all went outside to leave, and I gave Forhelli her note and said goodbye to Ainsley. She seemed nervous, but in the sense that she wanted to do something but was holding back. I felt that she wanted me to offer to take her home. I didn't. And as I opened the car door for her, she looked at me and hugged me, and as she pulled away, there's a slight pause where most people would kiss. I wanted to, and I believe she did too, but we didn't. I told her that I could look at her forever. Forever and a day, she said. To which I replied, I've got the day down. Now I just have to look forward to forever. And she was gone. And I don't know if I will or if I shall ever see her again. Going back, at dinner, I was writing little notes on pieces of receipt paper. One said, "You will always remember me." The other said, "In the end, everything will be remembered." And I repeated this to her right before she left. She was amazing and beautiful and made my day fucking spectacular. End quote. It's always you and my big dreams. Something Corporate, song, Constantine.